everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're having a beautiful and amazing day. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching the replay. It's just going to be so much fun. So, mindset. And for those of you just finding me, my name is Jean Collins, and I really had an experience when I was younger where I used to get sick all the time. I had a lot of sinus infection, flu, pneumonia, bronchitis. I also had really bad pizza face acne. And really, like what I discovered is a lot of what's going on with your skin is also gut issues, right? So it's time, and it's also spring, and it's really good to do a cleanse. I know you might be like, why are you bringing that up when we're talking about mindset? Because our gut actually also sends 85% information back up to our brain, our epicenter, right? So we really do also need to be aware of what we're eating, what we're consuming, and ingredients. Ingredients in our food, but also ingredients in our personal care products. And that is what I've discovered through my own experience. When I ditched the toxins and I started using quality products, the reason why I say quality products is because there's a lot of things that say green, natural, organic, but then you look at the ingredients and they have the word fragrance. Fragrance is just a way companies can hide the ingredients. They don't have to tell you what's in it because it's their proprietary blend, right? Or they have sodium lauryl sulfate and they say it's derived from nature. Well, if you think about it, technically sodium lauryl sulfate is a byproduct of oil, gas, oil from the ground, right? I mean, some of it specifically says from coconuts. I don't know. I will tell you this story. I called one of these companies because it was the second ingredient. It was water, and then it was sodium lauryl sulfate. And then 6 months to a year later, I noticed they started saying derived by nature. So no, that's not okay. No. So that's why I love Young Living. So we have over 17 farms, and this is truly because we have all these farms and the quality. Like, this started, and it still is a family run business. It is over $1 billion business, but it's a lot of work, and we have 17 farms internationally. This is the life-changing products. This is why I share it, because it's changed my life. It's changed over hundreds of people that I know, and now it continues to grow and increase. And I want it to empower and impress you and change your life, to have that change so that you can be creative. Because when we aren't feeling well, it is hard to create. Again, I have been there. Through my will, I was able to do it, but it was definitely hard. So this becomes a little easier. And mindset, this is from Bob Proctor, but also basics, because I study basics, right? We really have, actually, this is our beautiful, there's actually, I think, one more. I think I grabbed it, but we'll see. Because I know everyone is on a time. I did. Okay, perfect. I knew exactly where it was. So when we are in this realm of the conscious and the subconscious in the body, right? You can also look at it here, like the conscious mind is the intellectual mind, the subconscious is the universal mind, but it's also the paradigm. And the paradigm, if you take off this beautiful and amazing conscious mind, right? As an infant, the paradigm is the social media, the conversations around you, right? The radio, just all the news, right? Going in, and you're just absorbing it like a sponge. Well, over time, right, we do develop our conscious mind, our ability to think. And the subconscious is that emotional, it's the paradigm, it's what we emotionalize with. And it's really important to be aware of what we're thinking, what we're emotionalizing with, because that's what we're getting. So if you're saying, well, I'm just so happy, but you're sitting there and emotionalizing with how dreary the day is or what have you, then you're going to get more showing up of dreariness, of sadness. Or if you're sitting there saying, like, I'm happy Everything's great. I'm really happy. I know I'm happy. Like it will start to work, but it doesn't work as quickly. The cool thing though is when you're using essential oils, especially quality essential oils, this aroma goes directly to the limbic center of the brain. The limbic center is your heart rate, your mood, your blood pressure, your emotional wellness. It's your memory too, right? It can help recall memory. And again, I said mood. So those emotions. So we're wanting to upgrade because when you're on fear, frustration, annoyance, sadness, you're just not going to get the results you want. I've been there. Trust me. Okay. I used to run around, and maybe you're doing this right now, run around in chaos, trying to get all the things done. But I'm literally feeling like, oh my God, I have to hurry. Like life, instead of being like this calm, confident manner of like, okay, do I have a long list? I do, you guys. We all probably do. Let's be real. We all do. I have a long list. How am I going to get it all done? One step at a time, focusing, and realizing that like when the ideas come in, I can write those down and I can get them done. If it feels like, oh, I need to text this person now, I can quickly text this person and then get back to doing whatever I was doing. It's a process, like creating, like art, right? I am also an art major. So this is one of my pieces. This is one of my like Jackson Pollock type of pieces. But you get it. Like it's a process. This wasn't just one layer, right? This was multiple layers, revisiting it multiple times. And this is the thing with life. We can create our life however we desire. We just have to be aware of what we truly desire, right? And that comes from the subconscious mind. So our thoughts go into our feelings, right? Our subconscious. And then the body goes into action and we get the results. If we don't like the results, we need to work it backwards. What were you thinking and emotionalizing with? It's like the saying, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So we really have to be aware of what we're thinking on a daily basis and emotionalizing with. So again, I'm going to do it with, this is the conscious mind. This is the subconscious mind, but it's also where the paradigm is. The paradigm is the programming. And this is also your self-image. The cool thing though with the subconscious mind is it only accepts. It only accepts. So if you have a poor self-image, if you are really just not confident, I've been there, you guys. And this is why I use oils, because I have moments. And I used to have days and weeks and months of just not feeling well and fear and worry. Worry is really the imagination used backwards. And we want to reverse that, because what we think about and emotionalize with, what we imagine, comes about. So we have these higher faculties: will, perception, reason, imagination, memory. We have a perfect memory. We're just told we don't. And we emotionalize with that, right? We forget one thing and we're like, oh my God, my memory is going. No, it's not. Okay. You're just somehow blocking it. And we can do that by what we emotionalize, right? So lavender. Lavender is a beautiful oil. I also use this for sinus support. So lavender is a great sympathetic, parasympathetic, and sympathetic nervous system. It's really just great for balancing out your emotional wellness, right? We're talking about emotions, so it's really calming. But I'm going to put it here just it is that seasonal time. So for me, that's what I'm going to do. You guys are getting multiple things. But if you are feeling like not loved or, abandoned, lavender can be a great ability to help you move from that abandonment to atonement, right? To that, I feel calm, I'm safe, right? Or you can use this from Carolyn Mead, The Way Out. I embrace all of life's experiences. Because you guys, it isn't always going to be rainbows and daisies and unicorns and all the fun stuff, right? There's going to be some dragons. The earth is going to be moving. A hurricane, like the things are going to happen. And then you have to say, okay, I see the chaos, but what's there to harvest the good, right? You have to go into your thinking mind and think about what is good from this shit show, right? And then emotionalize with the good instead of like just being like, oh, my life sucks and going all down that rabbit hole. So, and the alarm coin can be in the small intestines. Our gut health is actually really tied again to our mental state and our emotional wellness. So if we are having issues with our guts, we can use Digest. Digest, if you are feeling like disillusioned, Digest is going to help you recognize like, okay, I am working smoothly. I am able to handle this. And so Digest, you could take a drop of Digest and rub it on your belly. And it's just such a beautiful and amazing thing. So I'm going to do that really quick just because I'm already doing it. So Digest, such a beautiful way to help you reconnect and be like, I am moving with ease, right? Because think about the digestive system. You also don't want that blocked up because again, it goes, right? So then you've got brain fog and just all the issues. Now, if you are feeling like emotionally drained and just like F you to the world, frankincense is a great way to help you get out of that ego and detach and get into that spirituality because frankincense is just such an amazing thing. And you can use an affirmation like, I stand in my power, or I am spiritually aware, right? You can make up any affirmation, but if you want like the one that's connected here is, I stand in my power. A few deep breaths in, right? Because we want to breathe it in as well. There's 3 ways to use essential oils. Topically, right? Like I was saying, you can also put frankincense on your face too. Frankincense is really good for youthful skin, so that's pretty cool. But topically, aromatically, and internally, there is also some great internal essential oils because apparently I'm going to go with orange coffee. So, a couple drops of orange, not a big deal. Cheers. That's awesome. Now I have orange coffee. It's actually pretty good. Somebody might be like, whoa, I don't know if I do orange. Maybe lavender. I could have done lavender actually, but that's okay. I didn't. Moving on. I just realized it was right next to the orange. But moving on, orange is also really good for that happiness, that vitamin C. Think about like when you're peeling an orange from when you're a kid, right? Now, one of the oils that does have orange in it, and I've been actually diffusing right now, Christmas spirit. Yep, I've been diffusing Christmas spirit in April. Something that's called to me. Christmas spirit has the cinnamon, the orange, the blue spruce, black spruce. And the black spruce is just really grounding and calming. The orange helps with that inner child. The cinnamon, it actually helps with like your immune, right? But either way, it's just been calling to me and it's really helped me with my creativity and just moving forward. And so I've been diffusing it is mostly how I've been using it when I'm working. So emotionally, I would say it just helps me, like I said, with that creativity, which we're here for, is that mindset for creatives. And so it's just helping me to tap into that inner child. That black spruce is also really good for the lungs. And I do have a diagnosis of asthma. The other thing for me really is Envision. That has been a game changer on my ability to help with creativity. I was diffusing this yesterday. The day before, I was diffusing Christmas spirit. Oh. Okay, I don't know if that interrupted me. I had a call coming in. Apparently, some people don't know that I have a Zoom. They ain't paying attention to their emails. Thank you for paying attention to yours. Okay, so envision. Envision is a great way to really help get remove overwhelm. Remember, I was saying I used to run around like crazy. And I have full lists, you guys. And the other thing is, like, we can get so stuck in our head, and I should talk about that too next. But now, overwhelmed, you need the vision. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, you can use the affirmation of I focus my energy and use envision. When I apply envision and I say I focus my energy, I either will put it on my forehead or the back of my neck or both, right? I just did both. Now, and this is going to help with that overwhelm. The other thing that I've used a lot to help with like the grounding and like envisioning and moving forward is just it's my oils and trusting what I need to use. Another one that popped into my mind and I'm seeing here is not wanting to be here. The opposite of that is being alive. And you can use an affirmation of I love life. And the alarm point is your pancreas. And your pancreas is also your controller of the sweets. Be aware of what you're consuming too. If you're consuming a lot of sweets, there also might be something in your realm that's just not uplifting you and making you feel alive. And so you have to be aware of the energy that's around you. Everything is energy. And this is the cool thing also with essential oils. They work with our cells and they're small enough molecules to go into the cells. But the other thing is that they also are they just work on that cellular level and the aromas, right? So this is one of the reasons why if I feel really down and frustrated and annoyed, I will grab an oil and just trust that's what I need right now. And sometimes I'm looking for something really specific, like lemon, right? And lemon is really good for the liver, but lemon is also, again, digestive support, you guys. Our mind and our digestion health is quite connected. The liver can hold anger. So the opposite of anger is laughter. So you can use lemon in your water or like some lemon vitality in your water or diffuse this. And then it'll just really help uplift you, which is really cool. The other thing with all of the lists, looking at all of the lists and being like, oh my God, how am I going to get all this done? One, I do have to believe. So there is an essential oil belief that you need to believe that you can get the things done. Remember, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So be aware of your thoughts, right? This goes back to what are your thoughts and what are you emotionalizing with? So you have to be really aware of your thoughts and the emotions behind them, right? Because if you think you can't achieve it, then your body's not going to move into the action you need to get the results. So if you're not liking the results, take it backward. What actions were you doing or were you not doing, right? What emotions were you doing? Like what, like if you could also be doing all, like, so I'm a business owner as well as a creative, right? And like I said, we create our life. I really do believe that. You can be doing all of the IPAs, all of them. But if you have the thought, no one's going to show up, people don't care. If you're thinking these negative thoughts, right? If you're having an art show or going to perform your music and you're thinking, oh, no one's going to like it, like, and you're really emotionalized. And I'm not talking about joking about it, like you're really emotionalizing with it. And there is that sense of nerves too. Like I get that. Like I definitely have that too. But the cool thing, and again, with our mind, right? Our conscious mind, if we think a thought, we can be like, wait, I don't want to, I'm going to reject that and I'm going to originate what I want. We really need to be focusing on what I want and what you want. And essential oils can help with that because remember, they change the channel. That aroma is going directly to the limbic center of your brain. Therefore, it is helping you with that emotional wellness. And they have such a beautiful aroma as well as a beautiful intelligence. So that is also why I'm telling you, like, hey, you use this for this, but I'm also letting you know there are moments when I will just grab an oil and be like, oh, which we'll talk about peppermint in a second. So peace and calming is really good for calming the mind. This is another one, feeling crazed with all the things, and I'm noticing that I'm like way too much, too scattered, and I need to like reset and refocus, peace and calming. So peppermint is another oil that's really good for digestive health, as well as it's just very alerting, right? So this can help you with staying awake. Now, I'm not saying you use for creatives, sleep is really important because that's going to help your brain work. But I know, and I get it. Sometimes we're just like, okay, dang it, I need to have this done in like 48 hours. Don't do that. Measure it out. Create the habit of doing consistent work, okay? But if you're in a pinch, you can use some peppermint, you can diffuse it, you can apply it. This is also another one that's really good for sinus support. But if I'm going to put it near or on my face, I kind of put it closer to my hairline because one drop of peppermint equals 28 cups of peppermint tea. So, and I'll put it like really like on the bottom of my cheeks, right? Like really far down. So, peppermint and lavender are and lemon are three of the oils that are in the new season essentials. Thank you, Young Living, for sending these out. This and red cedar bliss are perfect for everything that's going on right now. Okay, these are two new oils that you can grab. So highly encourage you to grab those. Emotionally, red cedar bliss also is really grounding, right? It's really connecting you, but it's also clearing the blood, which is really important. It's helping to pull toxins out of the blood. And then we have season essentials, which, like I said, is just good for that spring and that seasonal. And there are some uplifting oils, and I'm like, okay, I just told you about lemon and peppermint because sometimes people think, well, we have these beautiful blends like believe, abundance, magnify your purpose. And those are amazing. And those blends really help in like peace and calming, right? They really help you to go to the next level, right? They do because they're working synergistically together. The other thing though is every oil has an emotional support. So let's say if you're being like in a black hole, the opposite of that is clarity. And you can use an affirmation of I'm surrounded and protected. The oil to you to use is black pepper. Start over. Being in a black hole, the opposite of that is clarity. I am surrounded and protected. The oil to use is black pepper. Okay. You can also use something like if you're codependent, the opposite of that is interdependence. The affirmation is life supports me. Sandalwood is your oil. Okay. So there's just so many things. And there's even oil called common sense. You're like, I just want to throw that on all the people. The cool thing though with that, like you should not be throwing oils on people. You could create a spray and like spray it around. But even when I have oils on, people are like, oh my God, you smell amazing. And I know that I'm being a human diffuser and helping those around me. So if you're feeling controlling by attacking, the other opposite of that is flexible. An affirmation you could use is I am safe. The affirmation here is I am safe. The oil is common sense. So I hope you guys can see that there are just so many beautiful aromas that you can use as a perfume. Again, these are all toxic free. They are from nature. I'm going to show you this book. With our farms, we have 17. This is like the beginning of Young Living. We have 17 farms internationally. Every single one, the way that we protect the plants, we are pesticide free. There's nothing as harmful as on this. Even the distilleries, we scrub them out. Okay, we don't want gunk in our oils. There's a specific way that Young Living takes care of all of this to keep the oils pure and natural and amazing. So we want to make sure that we're using quality products. This is why I use Young Living. I also am very sensitive, hence why I was sick all the time. So I don't use anything else because I notice that I get instant headaches because they're all toxic. I'm very sensitive again. Like I'm like a canary in a coal mine, just how it is. So when you're using essential oils, you might also need a carrier oil, which is like olive oil, B6. There's my B6. So olive oil, jojoba, almond oil. There are like, especially if you're new and you're slowly removing those toxins, read the labels, use a carrier oil. I apply oils neat because they work for me. Okay. That's how I do it. Remember, I used to have really bad skin. So, and I am very sensitive. When you have a quality product and you're aware, hey, this might just like, I can kind of feel the peppermint. It's a little tingly, but it's not that intense. If it was intense, because essential oils are also attacking the toxins that are stuck in the fatty tissues of your cells, because your skin has fat, right? It just does. Whether you want to like, you better be like, well, I'm skinny. It still has fat. That's how the skin works to protect our bodies. Okay. Um, but and you need it. You need that fat to have that protection. But toxins can get stuck there. So pay attention to the bottles. Use the carrier oil. Also trust your instincts. Okay, this is why I have a little travel carrying oil with me whenever I travel and doing a class or a carrier oil. So thank you so much for those of you who are like, oh my God, I'm ready, and you're watching the replay. There's a link below. If you want to reach out to me, all of my information is below. All of these most of these oils were in starter bundles. The premium starter bundle is an amazing way. There's the Desert Mist, there is Aria, there is the Rainstone, there's different diffusers. It comes with the diffusers and 12 oils. It's the best savings. Now I added the Envision, the Season Essentials, the Red Bliss. Those are not in starter bundles. But everything else in Christmas Spirit is not in a starter bundle. Everything else is. So you can add those on, right? Or you can just start with a premium starter bundle. I also encourage you to add it to a loyalty order. I do loyalty because I get points back for free products. And Young Living also gives gifts for the first year. And then when you do add more things, and I use all the things, the whole Thieves line. We have toothpaste, mouthwash, hand soap, dish soap, laundry soap, right? I have ditched and upgraded all my things because again, I'm not sensitive. And there was a moment because I've been using oil since December 2007. Yes, December 2007. And right now it's 2023, April, right? Like when I first started, I started with oils. But then I learned about toxins and I did start feeling better when I was just using oils. But then I learned about toxins and I was like, oh, I got to ditch these things because it doesn't really make sense to like use something that might be like, to help you feel a little bit better, right? So I ditched the toxins. It was just over years and then like I connected the dots and I was like, oh my God, I'm not sick as much. Well, I don't use the toxins. I'm on a supplement routine. Young Living also has supplements that have the essential oils that help them absorb. So that's why I say loyalty. And I can help you create your next order with our supplements or our personal care products, or go watch another video if you're watching the replay on Zoom, or connect with me. Let's help you feel amazing every day because life is worth enjoying. Have a great day. Thank you so much. I'm going to chat with these peeps and have a beautiful one. Bye-bye.